I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended, but I have the right to say, no, you're not going to take my $40 million and insult my religion.
Hey, what's going on, folks? So Kyrie Irving decided to bow and cave to the pressure and donate $500,000 to the ADL, while the Brooklyn Nets donated another $500,000, $1 million to the ADL. But apparently that's not enough. The NBA commissioner, Adam Silver, still seems to be coming after Kyrie, and Charles Barkley says he should have been suspended.
I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended.
I have those full clips. We're going to do a live reaction to Charles Barkley. And the interesting part people are missing is that Kyrie Irving shared an Amazon link, but he's getting all the blame, while Amazon's trying to close a big deal with the NBA. I exposed the truth in under 90 seconds in this Instagram reel and TikTok. Watch it, and then we're going live. Watch and share this video for the truth they won't tell you. So Kyrie Irving and the Brooklyn Nets came together to give $1 million total to the ADL, yet NBA commissioners still coming after Kyrie, and Chuck the Cuck Barkley's calling for his suspension.
I think Adam should have suspended him.
But here's the interesting part. He shared an Amazon link on his social media. How come they're publicly lynching Kyrie Irving for an Amazon link and not doing that to Amazon? Oh, what do you know? Just 2 days ago, report, NBA ready to sell $1 billion exclusive domestic streaming package to Apple or Amazon. Less than a month ago, Amazon is proving it's a contender to land NBA rights. Oh, I get it. So your big business friends with Amazon take no scrutiny for their own link, but you beat down at Kyrie Irving like a slave master. Get back in line, boy. Sell vaccines, boy. You can't play in an arena unless you inject yourself with synthetic mRNA from Pfizer against your will, boy. Put on a Black Lives Matter shirt, boy. Push far left-wing politics, boy. Place the blame back on the white man, boy. You could dress your 6-year-old boy up like a girl, but don't make a joke like Anthony Edwards did that involves the LGBTQ, boy, or we're gonna steal your money. This is the message the slave masters at the NBA are sending. Now, I didn't watch the documentary. I don't know what's in it, and I'm not calling for the censorship. I don't believe in censorship, but the slave masters at the top and the puppets like Chuck the Cuck at the bottom trying to suspend Kyrie Irving, we know who you really are. You do not have the moral high ground. You force masked employees and force vaccinated them against their will like Andrew Wiggins. You guys are evil scum. It's the Dream Rare Podcast. Welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from obstacles. It's the Dream Rare Podcast. Welcome to the show. The way to get the news at the desk or on the road. Let's go. God is great and success in our control. The world is crazy, but we get better from obstacles. Yeah. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for being here. Welcome to the Dream Rare Podcast. I just want to say in the link today, I have my free email list. It's stayintouchwithme.com. That's stayintouchwithme.com. Click it, sign up your email. I appreciate it. It takes power away from big tech, and I could always contact people if I need to. So stayintouchwithme.com. We're going to react to Charles Barkley, who's saying that Kyrie Irving should have been suspended. I'm going to play clips and react to them live. Kyrie Irving donated $500,000 to the Anti-Defamation League. Excuse me. They are a Jewish organization that says they're nonpartisan, but they definitely have a left-leaning bias. If you kind of read their website, you can see that. He gave $500,000. The Nets gave $500,000. But that's not enough. Adam Silver has to have a meeting with him. Charles Barkley surprisingly says that he thinks it's cool that players get suspended for talking about LGBTQ stuff, and Kyrie Irving absolutely should be suspended for his Amazon video. But before I play that clip, I want to let people know the link that Kyrie Irving, I don't know it was in the documentary. I'm not going to say I don't care, but I'm not here debating the points in the documentary. He posted an Amazon link. Why is Amazon not getting the scrutiny that Kyrie Irving? How come Amazon's not getting suspended? Because Amazon and the NBA are trying to close a streaming deal. They're in the process of trying to close a deal, according to reports. They're trying to leverage their power at Amazon to get some sort of package with the NBA like they did with the NFL. So they're blaming an Amazon link from Amazon.com on Kyrie Irving. Like he created the website himself. It's still posted there. I'm not calling for the suspension or the censorship. I don't believe in that. I just find it shocking that the slave masters at the NBA are fine with closing a deal with Amazon when it's their link, but they're trying to, metaphorically whip Kyrie Irving back into position so he could dress up in little Marxist BLM uniforms and push their agenda and never question the L's, the B's, the G's, the T's, or the Q's. Let's react live to this video.
I think the NBA dropped the ball.
In what way?
I think he should have been suspended. I think Adam should have suspended him. First of all, Adam's Jewish. You can't take my $40 million and insult my religion. If you're going to insult me, you have the right, but I have the right to say, no, you're not going to take my $40 million and insult my religion.
First of all, I'm not saying I did, but did Charles Barkley even watch the documentary? I know a Jewish comedian I follow that I'm friends with named Danny. He watched the documentary. He did a whole reaction. I haven't done that. I don't care enough to watch it, but he insulted Adam Silver's religion. Is Adam Silver even religious? He might just be ethnically Jewish and identify as like atheist and non-religious. I don't even know, so I don't even think Charles Barkley even understands what's going on, but it's like, yeah, suspend Kyrie Irving because his logic is that, there's a Jewish owner, so you shouldn't be allowed to play in the NBA if you insult his religion. What if you had a Christian owner? What if you had a right-wing owner and then you started pushing left-wing politics? Should the owner kick you out of the league and suspend you for criticizing his religion, his politics, or his ethnic? This is not something that is pushed in all cases of life, but apparently Chuck, the way to say that they have no power is to shut down anybody who offends your religious group. That really proves everyone wrong. It's like, what? I mean, I used to like Charles Barkley, but I've dubbed him Chuck the Cuck until he apologizes for this bad take.
I think the NBA, they made a mistake. We have suspended people and fined people who have made homophobic slurs, and that was the right thing to do. I think if you insult the black community, you should be suspended or fined heavily, depending. I saw they did the same thing to the kid in Minnesota this year when he made the gay slur. I think you should get suspended or fined.
He's talking about Anthony Edwards, the kid in Minnesota. He's one of the better players in the NBA, Anthony Edwards. He made some sort of gay comment that wasn't even hateful. It was like a joke or a statement, and they just stole $40,000 from this kid. You get fined. Apparently, Nikola Jokic, who was the MVP last year, Serbian guy, he apparently said no homo in some context. I don't even know the context, but then they fined him, I think, $25,000. So it's like, if you even make a joke that offends anybody, because most of the LGBT community is not even offended by that comment, but if you make a joke or make a statement that offends some gay person somewhere, we can just take the money out of you. And Chuck the Cuck is like, that's great. That's great that we're stealing Anthony Edwards' money for saying a word on a social media post. It's like, are you kidding me? You think you should be suspended for that? We're living in an upside down world. Dwayne Wade can dress his, kid up however he wants, and that's fine. And if you criticize that, you're a homophobe. It means you're afraid of all homosexuals. Oh my gosh, there's one behind me. Like, this word doesn't even make sense. A homophobe? Everybody has to, if you say words on an Instagram post and make a joke, that means you're afraid of all gay people in the world? It doesn't even make sense. But he's like, yeah, the NBA is psychotic. You can't even make jokes. And he says you can't criticize the black community or something. What does criticizing the black community mean? Because I believe you're hurting black people, Chuck the Cuck. I think you're hurting black people when you say left-wing ideology with what it means to be black activism's okay, but, supporting Donald Trump is bad. Or if you criticize the black community in a way that might be productive but, offensive, that's bad. So who decides what's offensive? You're offensive to me, Chuck the Cuck. Your terrible tyrannical ideology and probably just lack of knowledge is offensive to me. So stop stealing money from athletes for making gay comments. It's really weird, dude.
I think him acknowledging the Alex Jones thing should have happened with that too, because that dude's crazy. And
yeah, dude, just keep stealing money. Yeah, just keep stealing money and suspending these players. If you don't get a vaccine, you're suspended. If you post an Alex Jones video, you're suspended. If you make a gay joke, you're suspended. If you post an Amazon link, you're suspended, but Amazon gets a partnership. How do people not see what's going on? Even if you disagree with the entire documentary and you think it's terrible, why is that not Amazon's job? How come these people that force vaccinated Andrew Wiggins, he still regrets it, by the way, won an NBA championship, had an all-star season, and still admitted he regrets, even though the best thing in his career ever happened, he still lives in regret because the slave masters at the NBA, or more specifically in San Francisco, the Democrat politicians there, forced this man, in this case a black man, to inject himself with synthetic mRNA, or else they weren't going to allow him to play in the league. That's okay with Chuck the Cuck, but God forbid you post an Alex Jones video. He's crazy. No, you're crazy ignorant on this topic, Charles. I've liked you for my whole life. I've always considered you real. You're wrong and you're crazy ignorant. You could post any sort of backwards activism. You could post that you agree with billions of dollars of property damage and multiple people dying in the streets in the name of George Floyd riots. You can support that on your social media, but God forbid you post an Alex Jones. Can you play the Alex Jones clip? Because not everything Alex Jones says is true, but that specific clip was like 15-year-old Alex Jones from 15 years ago. Can you play that clip, Charles Barkley, and explain what part of it's wrong? I bet you can't. I bet you don't have the capability to, so you just call it crazy and say, suspend the players. Guys, I'm more free than Kyrie Irving. I don't have nearly as much money as Kyrie Irving, but as a man, I'm more free than he is, or Anthony Edwards, or anybody in the NBA. These owners have them like, on a leash. And I'm not trying to be dehumanizing. I'm doing the opposite. I'm trying to free these athletes who are just getting treated like prisoners when they have $100 million for the crime of sharing a social media Amazon link.
I can't believe that we ain't talking about that. We're talking about this idiot. And when you say, if I say, hey, I'm agreeing with this movie, this book, or whatever, I'm agreeing with it. I'm not going to put, first of all, I don't do any social media.
What are you even talking about? It's like he posted an Amazon documentary link. Does he agree with it? Probably. Is it offensive? Probably. I don't know, but depends what was in it. Honestly, I don't even really know. I've read the title, but let's keep watching.
But when you're somebody as great as basketball like him, people gonna listen to you what you say. And there's some fringe people out there, but like I say, I blame the NBA. He should have been suspended.
And their conversations are continuing.
So Kyrie Irving gave $500,000 to the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, a Jewish organization that claims to be nonpartisan, but they definitely have a left-wing bias. He's like, here, take my money. Here, take $500,000. I guarantee you it's not going to do anything to stop hate. In my opinion, the Anti-Defamation League doesn't know what they're doing. They cry about anti-Semitism rising every year because they suck at their job. Maybe with all the money you're spending, maybe your strategy's not really good. Maybe you're doing it the wrong way. I think you are. But he gives them money. Leave me alone. Take my money here. Some people are calling it extortion. I'm not going to go that far because I don't think it's that, but yeah, I mean, some people are calling it that. Like, here, steal my money, take my money, please leave me alone. And they're like, no, we still got to meet with you. You still need to be suspended. I don't like to use these words lightly because there's historical events for all people that are very touchy, but it does remind me of very slave master type stuff where it's like, get back in line, boy. We can inject you with mRNA or kick you out of an arena. They treated Kyrie Irving like dirt for 2 years. I believe they owe Kyrie Irving reparations. All the money that Kyrie Irving lost for not getting to play basketball last year because he refused to inject himself with synthetic mRNA, he deserves reparations from the NBA for that. The NBA owes Kyrie Irving money. Any organization, whether it be the ADL or anybody that supported in any way forced masking, forced lockdowns, forced vaccination, and weren't there to stand up for the people of the world, for humanity, I believe you owe me money, okay? I'm not going on a Nick Cannon memorial tour. I think you owe me reparations, okay? I think you owe everybody of every group money for what I think the NBA should be closed down, and we should split that money up against among all Americans of all races. That's equality, right? Everybody that was kicked out of their job or treated like garbage or treated like a subhuman, sub-tier citizen for not getting an mRNA vaccine, whether you're a rabbi, a priest, or an atheist, I think we deserve all your money. Let's liquidate the NBA and give reparations to the American citizens who were treated like slaves by their government over the crime of not getting a Pfizer or a Moderna vaccination. Okay, I'm flipping the script. I will never, ever bow down to these people. It's never enough. He gives $500,000 to the ADL. They're still calling for a suspension. They still want to take it away. Anthony Edwards makes a gay joke. They take his money. Nikola Jokic says something that is deemed, take his money, take his money, take his money. Yeah, it's a good gig. I'm not saying they're forced to be there, but it's just an absolute joke. I want to show you something real quick. This actually surprised me. Colin Cowherd, who is a Cowherd, rather. He's one of the most famous sports analysts. He said, a red wave is coming Tuesday. Don't mess with people's kids. It lands differently, and they will hold a grudge. Can't blame them. That's my TED Talk. So now that's real activism nowadays. You know, there's nothing scarier than coming out and saying you're a Republican or just challenging the double standards of anybody black or Jewish in media. That's also scary. But, you know, one of the scariest things to do in Hollywood or sports is to say red wave is coming. So, you know, he explained himself here. Congrats, Colin Cowherd. You're a legend. We appreciate you. He said, couldn't give two S. I lean mostly left, but the data clearly proved kids 18 and under were safe, yet held out of schools. Test scores have plummeted. Suicides have risen. Chaos for parents, just a sad reality of ignoring data. A price will be paid and hopefully a lesson learned. So, God bless Colin Cowherd. He says, red wave's coming. What you did to children under the pandemic is evil, and parents are mad, and they're going to vote Republican. I hope it's true. Democrats are worse on almost everything. It's like, yeah, Democrats don't do anything for you, but let scrawny Beto O'Rourke, scrawny Irish, fake Mexican Beto O'Rourke, let him, you know, scoop, you know, I don't even know. Scoop, you know, preborn babies out of your kid's womb. That's really important. But everything else they're not good at. But at least, you know, Beto will, you know, be able to abort your future. Like, it's like, don't do it. But anyway, when it comes to what they did to children, what they did to us, it was like a blackmail scheme the entire time. We were being held for ransom. And I'm going to say this real quick to be clear. Please do the research on yourself. When it comes to Big Pharma, the biggest contributor, I've said this a bunch, but it needs to drill into people's heads. I don't care if you disagree with me, whatever. The biggest contributor to politics, left wing, right wing, it's Big Pharma. They pay money to get things done. They've paid off the politicians. They've paid off the media. They've partnered with sports leagues and partnered with, you know, I don't know if it's Wimbledon, but the tennis leagues. They've partnered with big tech. They've swallowed up our entire country, and then they basically blackmailed us and held us for ransom with the power that they've accumulated through media. You can't criticize our product. You can't say it doesn't work. You can't say our data's wrong. You can't say the lockdown's bad. You can't say the forced masking's bad. Because we got enslaved. I don't use this word lightly because I know a lot of people will be offended. Slavery happened in the past and it's evil. We got enslaved and held ransom over a freaking vaccine product that didn't work like they told us it would work. And I have the receipts of this if the fact checkers want to come out. They held us for ransom to make a profit off of us. They held us for ransom over an Operation Warp Speed rollout and acted like they're so shocked. And then they got the Ben Shapiro's of the world being like, I can't believe the government lied. I can't believe Big Pharma lied. Bro, you're lying. I could hear the tone in your voice. Listen to me talk. This is what a man sounds like. This is what a passionate person sounds like. An American citizen who means what they say. You hear the tone in my voice? This is what sounds like somebody who believes what they're saying. Not, can you believe that the government lied? Bro, you're in on it. We know. You didn't know the government could lie in Big Pharma? Either you're the dumbest person in the country or you're lying. I think you're lying because the tone of your voice doesn't sound to me like a man who believes himself. So I'm just reframing the narrative. I'm not going to stay too long. I want to keep this video short. NBA does not have the moral high ground. They dress these players up in Marxist costumes and make them pretend like burning down neighborhoods is cool and BLM because they needed to win the 2020 election for Democrats. They force vaccinated Andrew Wiggins and basically said, you're going to lose your whole life and career if you don't inject yourself with synthetic mRNA. He still rejects it. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. You kicked Kyrie Irving out of the league for around a year because he wouldn't inject himself. And now it doesn't even exist anymore because the vaccine mandates made no sense then and they make no sense now. You owe everyone else reparations. You have no moral high ground. You treat these players like they're sub-tier humans that can't think for themselves. And God forbid they support a Republican president. question, any sort of powerful Jewish person, or, question big pharma, talk about LGBTQ. I mean, there's all sorts of things but it's like, you push our agenda, you push our social agenda, our racial agenda, our political agenda, and if you get out of line, whoosh, whoosh, that's what it looks like to me. And then they try to make an example out of you if you disagree. It's totally evil. So hopefully Kyrie Irving gets out of this, but they're showing you what happens when you bow down. When you bow down, they just keep hitting you, and it could never be enough. Shame on Chuck the Cuck, Charles Barkley. Shame on the NBA, Adam Silver and gold. Silver and gold. And by the way, that's not anti-Semitism. It's just me making a joke because, Silver and Gold is a song that, we sing at Christmas time. But in general, it's completely ridiculous. I don't know why anyone acts like these are good people and have the moral high ground. Before I end this video, I want to give a special shout out to this guy who is a total demon. I just want to tell you what happened and let my audience know. And then also sign up to my free email list at stayintouchwithme.com. This guy, his name is Dumasani Washington. He's the founder and CEO of the Institute for Black Solidarity with Israel, author of Zionism and the Black Church. Didn't care who this guy was, but he started arguing with me about like Dennis Prager and Ben Shapiro. It's fine, right? Dumasani Washington, the devil. So he starts debating me, right? I'm going to just walk you through the story real quick. And he's like, you're wrong about the anti-protest speech laws. He's trying to say he supports the fact that there's politicians taking away our First Amendment and right to protest. He thinks that you shouldn't be allowed to protest Israel. I wanted to debate it. It's not a big deal. So he starts posting these articles, and I'm like, okay, debate me. He doesn't want to debate me. He doesn't want to debate me. I would be doing him a favor because he's a nobody, a loser. He's a little boy of a man. He's a pathetic human being. So I'd be doing him a favor giving him my audience because no one clearly cares about him because he's such a demon. But anyway, I'm going to walk you forward, right? Why I'm so upset at this guy. So he doesn't want to debate me. He keeps posting these articles. And then he tries to smear me as Heil Hitler and Nazi and he starts literally trying to make his audience think that I'm Hitler or something because I posted a video of this guy yesterday. You guys saw it in my video if you were here. His name was Charleston White. I know very little about Charleston White. I just know he's a street dude. They give him a lot of hip-hop interviews. He says a lot of raw stuff. Sometimes it's real, sometimes it's not. It's not like my best friend. I'm not responsible for everything this guy says. I found a 45-second clip of somebody I'm barely familiar about, and I posted it. And then he says, on his page, he posts another video of this guy and says, look, Anomaly agrees with this guy. Anomaly agrees with this. He says how, and I'm like, what the heck? He's trying to smear me as Hitler because he found another video of this guy saying something I've never heard and says I must agree with that because I posted another video. That would be like me saying he agrees with everything that Donald Trump ever did and been like, oh, do you grab woman by the blank? You must grab woman by the blank because Donald Trump said that on a bus 7 years ago. Like, that's the logic that this guy is doing. But I just want to let you know, I don't take it lightly when someone's trying to smear me as like literally Hitler type stuff. So I just wanted to let Dumasani Washington know, you're a coward, you're a fraud, you're a con artist, you look unhealthy, you're a demon, you're a devil, you're a liar, and even though you're probably 2 times my age, you're a little boy to me. I call him a little boy, I call him a devil, I call him a demon, I call him a con artist, I call him a fraud, I call him a smear agent, I call him a pathetic nobody. You're 1/100th of the man that you're 1/100th of the man that I am. You'll never be me. You're pathetic. I tell him that and he doesn't even say anything. You know why? Because all those things are true. He lies about me, I counter it and say, here's the truth. I say that about him and he tries to correct my grammar because he's like a little boy. He's like a little boy to me. I'm like, you're pathetic. I'd look him in the face in life and be like, you're a pathetic little boy. You're a fraud. You're a devil. And you know what he does? He looks back at me and just laughs because he knows it's true. So keep my name out your mouth, Dumasani Washington. If you ever try to like smear me as Hitler again, I'm going to embarrass you. You're disgusting. You're evil. You're not going to smear my name to your little goofy audience because your whole life is like Zionism in the Black Church. And I don't know who pays you, but it's like, I will embarrass you in front of your family, in front of your friends, in front of your audience, everybody. You're a demon. You're a devil. You're a coward. You're a fraud. And even though you're 2 times the age of me, you're a little boy to me. Okay. And if I ever see you in public, I'll look at you and say, you're a little boy. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to poop your pants. You don't, what kind of man allows another man to say that and doesn't even respond? He doesn't respond because it's all true. He's evil. So if you want to have a conversation or a debate about anti-Semitism and how to help Israelis and Jewish people, I'm down to do it. But if you're going to refuse debate and try to smear me as Hitler, you can go to hell, you devil, and you're a pathetic demon. And you never should ever talk to me like that again. And if I see you in person, I'm going to embarrass you in front of all of your friends, okay? Peacefully, respectfully, actually not respectfully, but don't try me, devil boy. And the funny thing is this, Dumasami Devilton, the funny thing is this, right? I don't even think this guy's Jewish. I think he's a black Christian, probably works for Satan, but Christian. Here's the funny thing. You're actually doing a disservice to Israel and Jews because you're not even Jewish and you're using the Jewish people as a shield. When you, a black Christian, use Jewish people as a shield, refuse to have a debate and conversation with someone who has tens of thousands of Jewish supporters and Israeli followers. You refuse to have a debate or conversation about me. You lie about me. You try to smear my name as like a Hitler thing to your audience. You're actually hurting Jewish people and you're not even Jewish, so you're a devil. You're like too pathetic to even stand up in your own reality, so your whole life is using Jews as a shield to probably make money and sell books, and you're actually doing them a disservice. You're like the Black Lives Matter. You're like a white guy doing Black Lives Matter. That's who you are. You're pathetic, bro. You're a pathetic devil, okay? And when I say that to him on Twitter, he doesn't say anything because he knows it's true. I'm your father now, Dumasami Washington. If you ever see me in person, you get on your knees, okay, and apologize. You're a coward. You're a liar. You will never be 1/1000th of the man that I am, okay? So keep my name out your mouth. And if you ever try to smear me as Hitler again with your little straw man arguments because you're afraid to debate me, I will embarrass you even more than I just embarrassed you now. You little pathetic, unhealthy boy. You're disgusting, okay? You use Jews as a shield because you can't find a career otherwise. You're not even Jewish, and you're like the BLM of them. You're like a white guy doing BLM. You're like a white guy in the streets of Minneapolis, just like smashing things, saying you're helping black people or donating to like left-wing causes. That's who you are. That's your whole existence, all right? Don't try me, little boy. I'm over it. God bless you guys. God bless your family. God bless America. God bless the world. My free email list is stayintouchwithme.com. And these are trying times. There's organizations coming after me now. There's little weasels coming after me now of different, organizations trying to say stuff of all ties. It's very trying times because I'm hitting very important truths that are going to free humanity. I serve God. I serve humanity. I don't do things to sell books and, shill out other people for my own financial benefit. So, thank you guys for your support. Thank you to everybody who has my back. And the closer I hit to home and the bigger things get, the more they're going to come after me financially. They're going to try to publicly lynch me like they're doing to Kyrie Irving and Kanye West, but I'm not going to accept it, okay? I'm a different type of breed. I'm not somebody who apologizes, gives my money to the ADL, and goes on a Nick Cannon memorial tour with a left-wing rabbi. I'm not doing it. I serve God. I serve America. I serve humanity. I'm not here to play games, so don't try me. And this is a blessing with my audience. I appreciate you guys. And there's two things real quick before I go. My favorite thing about reaching 1 billion people, I have 1 billion views. I'm bigger than this guy will ever be. My favorite thing about that is not like, oh, I'm so famous, it's so important. Two things. One, my message. My message has reached maybe billions of people. That's amazing. That's the whole point. I want the message to spread. It's not about me, it's about the message. But also another great thing about having a huge audience is people can't smear me as easy as they could other people. If I had a small audience and no one knew who I was, they could try to say I'm literally Hitler back from the grave and people would believe it because they don't know who I am. So thank God I'm 10 million times as big as this little devil, because if I wasn't, they would ruin me and blacklist me, but they can't because it's like most of their following already knows who I am. I probably have more Jewish supporters than he will ever have in his life. So trying to smear me as that won't even make sense. So stop it, okay? God bless you guys. And unfortunately, I have to defend myself this way to teach people a lesson. Because if you don't, look at Kyrie Irving. You donate money, they just take more and more and more and more. You know what I'm saying? I'll apologize when I'm wrong, not when I'm right. So appreciate you guys. I'm going to stand up for myself, and I'll stand up for others getting bullied and publicly lynched by the mob. God bless.